Welcome to another video, guys. Monoroll here. I know this is PikaOS. This is built off of Ubuntu, but with all the changes and all the cool stuff that is inside Noburo OS. As far as I can tell, it's basically Noburo OS, but instead of using Fedora, it uses Ubuntu, which is pretty cool. And the really nice part that I enjoyed about this is the fact that I have a variable refresh rate working on Wayland with my 3070 right here. That's awesome. We also have fractional scaling, and we're on Gnome 43. Now, the only way Gnome 43 has ever been livable is with quick settings. If you don't know what that is, that's this thing right here. So I can't use Gnome 43 without that. And it's very unfortunate because, I don't like Gnome 43 for the specific reason because it just looks like the developers let their kids basically design the OS. This is a fresh install. I've installed Discord myself and all of that stuff because, well, I need Discord to be able to do anything, really. I'm going to add that in there. I've already added OBS. No, I haven't. Add that to favorites. As you can see, it has all the applications and stuff that you'll normally find on Noburo. And there's Extensions Manager, which is very, very, very important to having a livable GNOME experience. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do this the way that I usually do this. So there we go. And what we need to do is quit Discord and yeah, it's okay. It's actually quit. We're going to open it back up. That is Discord screen audio. So if you don't know what that is, that allows you to screen share on Wayland and also have audio on Wayland. So it's like an all-in-one solution to Discord not caring about Linux. It's really nice. So what makes this thing tick? Well, here's the cool part. This is the kernel that it uses. And honestly, I don't know anything about this kernel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at this kernel. Linux, so I don't know how to say its name. It's a distro kernel replaced built using the best configurations and kernel sources for desktop multimedia and gaming workloads. So the only thing that they've actually changed in this is they've added fsync. That's it. So this is an fsync version of that kernel, which is really nice. Do we have the ability to get off of balanced? No, we don't. So it's just, that's just it. Damn, one day I want proper NVIDIA performance mode inside of GNOME. That would be great, but until then, well, we're stuck going to Extension Manager and searching CPU. By the way, RunCat, really funny, really cool. This is a way to monitor your temperatures, so you can just go click and install that. Frequency boost switch. There we go. So when we go here, you'll see that you got a gigahertz boost switch here. So it's on currently at the moment. And there's a debug option, but it just makes sure that you're at your maximum gigahertz. Let's turn off average. Let's turn off maximum. Instead, what we're going to do is turn on temp 1. And we're also going to go to sensor. We're going to click NVIDIA. We're going to change this to 1 second instead of 5. And I believe our NVIDIA GPU should show. So we have our GPU and we have our CPU temperatures right there. So we're good to go. So what about the gaming performance in this? I have no idea because I haven't done anything yet. But here's the cool thing is about videos. We can edit them. So I can just do this real quick. We're going to go into Go Overlay and I need to adjust this. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn this off. We're going to turn this off just to make sure we have everything going good. I need to go here and I need to turn this to complete. So save. We turn this on global. Restart your system for it to take effect. Are you kidding me? Wow, they really messed that up. Missing replay sorcery. What does that mean? What is replay sorcery? Service is not running, so that must be like a recording type thing. Metrics. There's a lot of cool stuff in here. Look at that. Okay. So we have it globally enabled. So that means we should be able to open it again. And we don't have to restart our system. So this is good. So it's going to show everything we need, CPU metrics, everything like that. During the gameplay, I'm going to close this down. And I'm going to get to installing a lot of games. Okay? And we will be back. I promise. I want to get some benchmarks out of this thing. I am going to be using Guild Wars 2 as a benchmark. And I am going to be using Resident Evil 8 as a benchmark. For the two reasons, because those games tend to either shit the bed, as I like to say, or work perfectly. So it's kind of like, it's just an up and down type of scenario. And we're also going to install Metro Exodus. I think either the Enhanced Edition, I don't know if the Enhanced Edition even works, but we're going to try it. And possibly Resident Evil 1 or 2. Shadow of the Tomb Raider as well.
This place is messed up. I've got to get upstairs. surprise me anymore. Seems useful.
Hello, and again, welcome to the Aperture Science Computer-Aided Enrichment Center. We hope your brief detention in the relaxation vault has been a pleasant one. Your specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper. Before we start, however, keep in mind that although fun and learning are the primary goals of all Enrichment Center activities, serious injuries may occur. For your own safety and the safety of others, please refrain from stand back. The portal will open in 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Please proceed into the chamber lock after completing each test. First, however, note the incandescent particle field across the exit. This Aperture Science Material Emancipation Grill will vaporize any unauthorized equipment that passes through it. For instance, the Aperture Science Weighted Storage Cube. Please place the weighted storage cube on the 1500 megawatt Aperture Science Heavy Duty Super Colliding Super button. Perfect. Please move quickly to the chamber lock, as the effects of prolonged exposure to the button are not part of this test. You're doing very well. Please be advised that a noticeable taste of blood is not part of any test protocol, but is an unintended side effect of the Aperture Science Material Emancipation Grill, which may, in semi-rare cases, emancipate dental fillings, crowns, tooth enamel, and teeth. Very good. You are now in possession of the Aperture Science handheld portal device. With it, you can create your own portals. These intradimensional gates have proven to be completely safe. The device, however, has not. Do not touch the operational end of the device. Do not look directly at the operational end of the device. Do not submerge the device in liquid, even partially. Most importantly, under no circumstances should you... Please proceed to the chamber lock. Mind the gap. Well done. Remember, the Aperture Science Bring Your Daughter to Work Day is the perfect time to have her tested. Welcome to Test Chamber 4. You're doing quite well. Once again, excellent work. As part of a required test protocol, we will not monitor the next test chamber. You will be entirely on your own. Good luck.
damage your nervous system. Make sure your implant is always placed on.
Okay, guys, and with that, that's the end of this video. That's the end of PikaOS, you know? I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on it real quick. With the actual kernel we started out with, it was extremely buggy. I had to switch to the ZanMod kernel, 6.1.0. It stopped being buggy, game stopped crashing. The Zen kernel is just complete garbage. I've had issues with it in the past on... what do you call it? Arch Linux, even on Fedora. But having it here kind of salutes it for me. Kind of like sets it in stone that it's not at all a very, very good kernel to be using for anything. We have the last game in the list, which is Guildwars 2 that we need to play. And to really push it, I guess we need to go to somewhere that is heavily unoptimized. And for the most part, that is just a wood coast. This place is just god-awful for performance. Or it used to be. I don't know. They've been doing a lot of work optimizing assets and such. And the area one's at 100 plus FPS. Okay, well, there goes that idea. We are running at 1440p. You can see that right here on the screen. And our settings are pretty much high. I have the character model set to lowest and, you know, the limit set to lowest. You know, for a reason.
We mesmers can confuse the enemy senses as well.
Performance reasons.
Let us know when you're joining. Legions.
So we're just gonna kill some things. And I need to turn the volume down so you guys can hear me. So we're gonna murder some things. As you can see, we're killing lots of things. The more particle effects on the screen, probably the better. And there's some more guys. Ooh, there's a cake here. I'm gonna eat that. Yeah, that's gonna get me some heals. So my overall experiences are as follows. They're actually positive for Ubuntu Distro. They are very positive. It felt like going from Fedora Nobura to Ubuntu Nobura with having all the same fixes, performance fixes and things like that. It was a really good, you know, honest experience, and I like it. Would I run this on a daily basis? No, because I am an Arch Linux user. I love Arch Linux, you know. Makes my life better. And it's what I'm used to, so use what you're used to. But if you're just wanting to jump into Linux, jumping into something like this would not be a bad thing. I've always said, Nobura is extremely user-friendly. Extremely user-friendly. And this is like Nobura, so, you know, I did compile a couple things in the background. I had to compile my own version of OBS. That's what I always end up being using in the end. And that worked. So that pretty much solidifies for me that it doesn't have the same dependency issues so far that, you know, normal Ubuntu has. And that was always the biggest issue with Ubuntu, is that the minute 904 hit, the entire distro just went to the dogs. It was a horrible experience. And I missed using Ubuntu, but Arch Linux, Fedora, everything else provided a better experience. It provided a more user-friendly experience, and it ended up being something I just enjoyed more. This sort of brings Ubuntu back to the olden days when it didn't perform like crap, and it was fun to use. So there's that. And I know many people are going to have different opinions on everything, because God knows the universe is just one clusterfuck of opinion after the next, and it gets annoying after a while. You can't even have your own opinion without someone saying, well, that's your opinion. And clearly, it came out of my mouth, so whose opinion would it be if not for my own? Duh. But for me, yeah, Arch Linux is just superior in every way still. Fedora, you know, you're always going to be my second love, but you don't hold a candle to Arch Linux. I know there's a lot of people out there like, Arch Linux is extremely unstable. Sure, if you don't know how to use it. Like, my one Arch install is about 7 years old. And I've never had a single problem with it. So yeah, this distro is pretty good. Yeah, I give it a 9 out of 10. It needs just one thing. It needs to look. It needs to have a Matt's creative setting for the layout. And I'm gonna hop out of this in a second because I think you guys seen enough of this gameplay. We're gonna exit out. So this is what a Matt's creative setup looked like. Here is what we got going on. If we check in extensions, we got Arc Menu, Blur My Shell, Dash to Dock, Extensions List, Freon, Frequency Boost, Just Perfection, Quick Settings Toggle, Tray Icons Reloaded, and User Themes. These are junk. I don't use them. And if I head into Just Perfection, I'm going to start there. You can see what Just Perfection does by disabling it. So we actually head in there. I don't know if you heard that burp or not. If you did, I'm sorry. I set panel button padding size to 0, panel indicator button padding size to 0. Then I set the clock position to right. I set its menu offset to 9. And I set the dash to 32. In visibility, we turn off app menu. Yeah, that's what that is over there. And arc menu is, of course, set up like this because I wanted to add this in the video. Padding is 2. And I set the icon to the Nobura icon. That's all I did in there. For dash to dock, it's very, very important. The settings, basically, I have this off. I don't know how that got back on. That's ignored because that's set in Just Perfection. I have this turned to the front so I can see my applications. And I have my drives off and the trash can off. Appearance is set to default. Besides, yeah, it's all set to default. Wow, what does this do? Yeah, I like that better. Okay, next is quick settings. What do I have for quick settings? Well, for those who've never used quick settings, can I open this? Okay, so quick settings changes the control center here. So normally with this off, I'm actually going to show off. This is what it looks like. It's ugly and it's inefficient and it has so much wasted space. It's disgusting. It's like a child developed thing. And I'm going to get hate for saying that, but this is much more improved. So if I went to, let's say, play a video. So if I went here. Okay, I did that, minimized it. You're going to see that I can turn this down or up. And that the track is playing there. That is important. That adds more functionality to something that just looks ugly, and it sort of fixes the problem overall. Here's something I haven't done. I haven't changed anything. I haven't changed icons. I haven't changed themes. Usually I do that. That's one of the first things I do, but I haven't done that yet. So that should tell a lot. It looks good as it is. It functions. The icons, they don't really do much justice, but they're there. Now, another good thing about this distro is that DaVinci's Resolve Studio 18 works pretty much out of the box, mainly because the drivers are provided by something else. So if we go into Preferences, Memories, and GPU, you can see there's my 3070. By the way, NVIDIA support on this is absolutely amazing, so be happy about that. We can do H.265 NVIDIA, so that's awesome. I have tested the render speed, and it all works out very well. We won't be rendering this video at all in Resolve on Linux. I have to do that on Windows because of the audio choices that I chose. Hey, OBS guys, if you ever see this video, we need PCM audio as a selection, okay? So in the video settings, we need down below, choose what type of audio you want, because honestly, the type of audio you choose isn't always the best type of audio. Just remember that. Now, the last thing that I was going to show, I completely forgot, so I guess it's not really that important. But yeah, gaming works great. Okay, you saw the performance of the video clips. Editing works great. It's awesome. OBS functions, everything else functions. This entire OS just works. It's nice, it's friendly. There's a nice little welcome app. I don't believe I showed that to you. If I can find it, I believe it's a picture of a really weird looking bird. And so you can see this is where you can update your system. You can install the codecs, your drivers, software manager, install web apps, Blender, you know, Kdenlive. Live. I don't know why you'd use it ever. It's horrible. Your Xbox One drivers, your proprietary drivers, so you can basically use editors and stuff, icons, themes, extensions, you name it. It's all there. And that's for you. It provides you with an overall user experience that is really good and solid. Anyway, with that, I am out. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, go to the Discord in the description below. It'll be labeled Glorious Egg Rolls Discord. And I will leave a link to download this in the description as well. You just have to install it, and when you go to update it, when you're in the system, you just head here to the update manager. And what's going to happen is it's going to run. It's going to check for Flatpak updates. It's going to check for normal updates. It's going to tell you what you need to update. And then you just go for it. And see that? Isn't that cool? And you should be good to go, and you'll be on the newest version. Another thing is, I've mentioned we switch kernels halfway through this, is because the Zen kernel's crap. This one works much better. Bye, everybody. Subscribe, like the video.